this is out of control. 2 weeks ago, Ethereum was at 3,500, and today it just broke 4,700. It's actually at 4,723 right now. It's threatening its all-time high around 4,900, which happened back in November of 21. So we're about to approach an all-time high. We've already hit a 4-year high, and this is really what we predicted. We all knew that the Ethereum was going to break out first, as everyone can see the prices here. First of all, the total market cap of crypto is at an all-time high. According to Coinbase, it's 4.12 trillion. You can see this metric up here in the upper left-hand corner. Let me just highlight it real quick there. And some other people have it a little bit higher based on what you include, everything. But that's the highest I've ever seen it. And I've been watching this website for 5 years now. What else do we see? Bitcoin's at 121.6, just slightly off its all-time high of around 123. Ethereum is at 47.21 right now, which is crazy. If you drill into Ethereum, it's just going up and up and up and up. Look at this. I mean, it's just crazy what it's been doing, Here's in September, it was at 2,600, in April, 2,600. Look at it. It's almost doubled since then. And this is called ETH season. And the narrative now is that all of these companies on Wall Street are becoming Ethereum treasury companies. One of them, run by a guy named Tom Lee, who's a really popular analyst at CNBC, he's now purchased $5 billion worth of Ethereum. He's done this in about 6 weeks. Everyone is blown away. And it seems like Wall Street is starting to realize that the stable coins of the future and everything that traditional finance is going to use in crypto is going to use the Ethereum network. And they're going to have to own Ethereum so they can validate the transactions, so they can pay for the gas of these transactions. And it's honestly just incredible to watch this thing go. It's just incredible. And so what we've seen is Bitcoin approaching a potential all-time high here, and it probably will break through that. What we expect is for Ethereum to really keep going up, but we don't expect the altcoins to move yet. And if you scroll down here, we don't see massive moves from a lot of these altcoins in the top 100. They're still doing great on the last week, but they're not like going crazy. And the thing is, we don't expect this to happen yet. We actually are waiting for the altcoin season, which is probably not going to come for another 4 weeks. And so what we expect to see is Ethereum to get near that all-time high, probably pull back a little bit in September, and then potentially we want to see this altcoin season happen probably somewhere in late September, early October. And that's when we on the inside are probably going to start making like really ridiculously stupid type of money, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe more, based on all the investment that we've been doing for the past few years. So it's really playing out exactly the way it was predicted, which always bothers me because this is a very difficult market to predict. But this happening, folks, and the narrative is here. The crazy thing is that retail traders, which means your grandma and your Uber driver and all the people on the streets, they're not in crypto right now. They really don't know what's going on. Even the search on Google for altcoins, it's just ticked up. But I'm guessing none of your old friends, how many people here have friends that are texting them every day asking them what crypto to buy? Any hands up? Nobody here, right? Now, how many people here own some crypto? Can I just see hands up here? Okay, Travis does, Julie does, I know Paul does, Mark does. Okay, so people here have crypto. That's the thing. Your friends aren't texting you asking you what to buy, which means they don't care yet. So we're hitting all-time highs on the back of traditional finance and institutional buying. Wait until your friends start buying, okay? Now, Julie, here's the sign. When your friend texts you and doesn't ask you about Bitcoin, they don't ask you about Ethereum, they ask you about some random coin you've never heard of, that's when you know the market's at the top. All right. Does that make sense to everybody here? All right. There's actually 3 signs. I talked about these recently. I'm going to talk about it again. 3 signs to know that the market is at the top and you need to sell everything. Number 1, Julie, you get texts from old friends that don't ask you about Bitcoin and Ethereum. They ask you about some random coin that they heard about that you barely heard of. That means that they're looking into the esoteric stuff. All right. Sign number 2, your Uber driver is talking to you about how much money he's making on crypto. This is not a joke, okay? Sign number 3 is you go out to a club, if any of you still go to clubs. I go to very few these days. And you look at the VIP tables with the bottle service, and they're all being owned by crypto bros, or 80%. When you see these 3 things, and this was told to me by a VC live on my show in Dubai, he's like, Brian, I'm not joking. He's like, I look at all the charts. I look at the strength bands, the Bollinger Bands, the 100-day moving averages. But when I see those three things happen, I know we're at the top of the market. Does that make sense to everybody here, right? We're nowhere near. Not a single one of those things is happening. Not a single Uber driver has asked me about crypto. I don't see any of the crypto bros balling it. They're just not right now. And none of my friends are asking me. And I've been doing crypto for 4 years. If you go to my Instagram feed, I apologize. It's all crypto, right? If you go to my Twitter feed, I apologize. It's 70% crypto. And nobody is asking me. So, folks, we're still early, which means there's still time for you to get in and still make a ton of money. And that's really the thesis. So look, today I want to share with you some big news that's happening. Obviously, Ethereum just keeps going to new highs. Every day we wake up and it's another $100 more expensive, which is a 2%, 3% rise in Ethereum. It's like almost hard to believe. And it's at 47.20 right now. We could wake up tomorrow at 48.50, wake up the next day, 49.50. That's a brand new high Ethereum's ever seen in its life. It's going to start to get wacky here. And I want to show you how we're making a ton of money in the inside. So look, if you can turn your cameras on, last chance to do that. I kind of make it a requirement. So Fabian, Angie, and Kate, please turn your cameras on. And I'm about to jump into this presentation. I actually wasn't planning on doing a masterclass tonight, but the market's so crazy that I had to jump in here and talk to you. Raise your hands if you can see these two good-looking guys who love crypto, right? Look, the big news here is that Trump drops this $12.2 trillion crypto price bombshell. And that's exactly what's been sending Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP higher. And of course, the big narrative here is watching Ethereum go up and up and up and up. And, for a long time, we thought maybe Solana would be the preferred layer one chain. Maybe we could actually build smart contracts on Bitcoin. We actually tried that during 23 and 24, and it didn't work. But now it's looking like Ethereum's the chosen network. Why? Because Ethereum's never gone down. Now, look, the gas fees are expensive and it's slow and it's not perfect, but it's been around for 10 years and it's never gone down. And Wall Street likes that over networks like Solana that are not decentralized, and they have gone down. So let's talk about this and how it's going to bring the whole market higher. First, I want to say this presentation is for information purposes only. It's not intended to be investment advice. If you are looking for that, please go find a professional. Is that cool, Travis? Good. Julie, Fabian, thanks for turning the picture on. Good. I also want to give you a free gift, which is module 1 of our super premium program called the Investment Club. And this is going to teach you how startups raise money on the blockchain. If you're watching this later or live, you can go to londonreal.tv/download. But to all my Zoom buddies here, I'm going to send you a copy of that module in real time here. And we're actually going to do that on the chat. So let me just jump into the chats here. And can everybody just check your chat? I'm going to send you a PDF file. If you get it, can you just type yes and reply? Don't give me thumbs up. Just type yes and give me a reply. Let me just see here. I just want to know if this goes through. And that way I can tell if you can message me as well. So I'm sending. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Am I doing that? Oh, yeah. Okay, sending. Okay, check your chat. If you have that, click my picture and write back to me. Yes, Brian, you're amazing. Yes, Brian, we believe in crypto like you do. Okay, nobody's sending me. Wait, I'll say it. Paul is. Okay, wait. Paul's in. Great, thank you. Julie got it. Fabian got it. All right, can everybody send me a message here? I would appreciate that. And that's when I have Terry Kip got it. Okay, fantastic. Great. I'll take any more messages here. So send them to me. I need the love. And great. Read this thing in your spare time later. Right now, I want to talk about how we're making the big money. Folks, I also want to give you this free video, and it's going to show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens in 3 easy steps. It's going to show you what we're doing behind the scenes and these things called pre-sale tokens, where we're making 10x, 20x, 30x. We have a 50x coming up now. What is that? Oh, I'll give you a link to this video at the end of the presentation, and that's all free as well. So what is a pre-sale token? Does anybody here know what that is? Just raise your hand. Some of you have maybe heard me talk about it before. Mark has, Paul has. It's a practice of secretly buying tokens from the CEO of a blockchain company before anybody has access to these tokens. Nobody in the public can buy these. Nobody even knows they've been bought. They're done with these secret contracts. People don't know the prices, and we buy them for pennies on the dollar. What happens next, Mary Kay? Well, a month later, or 3 months later, or 6 months later, they get listed publicly on an exchange like Binance or Coinbase. Now, millions of people around the world can buy them, right? And what happens? Typically, the price goes up, right? Travis has got it. May has got it. The price goes up, and it can go up a lot. just like we see with IPOs. Does anybody know what an IPO is? Raise your hand. An initial public offering. It's when a stock gets listed on the New York Stock Exchange, like Circle, the stablecoin provider, and it was up 10x. 10x that stock went up because everybody was trying to get a piece of it and they couldn't buy it. Before, you had to be a private investor to get that stock. And this is how we've consistently made massive amounts of money for the members of our club, all through pre-sale tokens. No one's teaching this, and no one's giving you access to the hottest deals on the planet like we are. And I'll show you exactly how we're able to do that. Folks, this is Solana. Raise your hands if you've heard of Solana as a crypto. Anybody here? Mary knows it. Julie knows it. Fabian knows it. Travis. Okay, great. Mark, of course, knows it. Well, did you know you could have bought Solana tokens as a pre-sale investment for pennies on the dollar? This is true. You actually could have bought Solana for 4 pennies each. And what does that mean, Mary Kay? If you had put $1,000 in Solana as a pre-sale token, that one investment would be worth $5 million today. 5 million bucks. Who here could use an extra 5 million right about now? Paul, maybe? Julie? Yeah, anybody else? Mark's like, nah, Brian, I'm good. Right? More money, more problems, right, Mark? Oh, he wants it. All right. Look, 5 million bucks can change the game, folks. I'm not saying it's enough to retire on for our big ballers here like Mary Kay, but for a lot of us, it just gets us out from that pressure of living paycheck to paycheck and being stressed about money. That's what we want to do here. We want to get you into a state of relaxation to where you can really go find your purpose in life. By the way, I don't think money is a purpose in life. I know a lot of wealthy billionaires that are miserable as hell. What I want to do is give you enough money to where you can take a step back from living in the chaos of having to pay your bills to order to find why you're here on this planet. How does that sound to everybody here? Like a good idea, right? And that's why we have really a lot of happy members inside our investment club, because they finally have the breathing room to go do what they want to do. Folks, this is a deal we did recently, and this is a snapshot of the legal document that I signed. Can everyone see that blue circle here? Travis, you can probably see that, right? It says $200,000. That's the amount we typically invest in most of our early stage deals. Can everyone see that red circle? Can you see that, Paul and Julie? That's the price we paid per token. So that's 1.25 pennies. We got those cheaper than the Solana tokens. What happened? Well, in about 4 hours, we made $4 million because this company called Skillful AI, AI on the blockchain, was up 20x at the launch, 20x. And of course, right before that, the CEO of that company named Zoltan, who's pictured here with me, got to come to London Real Studios, and he sat down and they get their a full episode of London Real. Every single one of our investments gets an episode of London Real. That's how we see these hot deals, because they really want the media exposure. And after the show, he said, Brian, this thing's going to 100x. Hold on to it, and you're going to make your members a $20 million profit. Folks, that's a 20 million profit on one deal. We've done over 100 deals. Do the math. We are looking at billions and billions and billions of dollars of profit coming when this market goes absolutely parabolic. Now, this is what we can do here, folks, and we offer access to these tokens just to our members. Now, this is where it got weird, because after the show, Zoltan pulled me aside and said, Brian, I want to join your investment club. I was like, what? What do you mean? He said, look, Brian, I want access to your deals. And I said, but you're the CEO of one of the biggest companies out there. Surely everybody shows you the deal flow. He said, no, I don't have a media company. You get better deals, you get cheaper tokens, and you get the tokens faster than I ever could. I want in. And I said, look, buddy, just because you've been in the leather chair, don't get crazy here. You got to talk to Martini about joining the club. And Martini, you know, she doesn't care if you know me. She doesn't do discounts, and she needs to make sure that you're going to be with the vibe of the club. And he was a little bit surprised, but he said, okay, give me her number. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, he joined. And so now we have not only London Real family like you that's invited to this club, but we literally have some of the best CEOs in the blockchain actually on our club. I think that's probably one of the best endorsements you could ever get, to have one of these people actually join our club. What do you think? Pretty cool that he's in there, right? And he's now made about 13 deals. You can see him there on the calls, and that's Zoltan. Folks, this is another deal we did. It's called Shrapnel. It's actually a game it's actually on the blockchain, a game kind of like Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto. This one was up 20x in 20 days, made my group a $5 million profit. Here I am with the CEO, Mark Long, who flew in from Seattle just to do his interview. Folks, this was a 20x return with a company called Mochaverse. It's actually the digital ID system for a massive gaming conglomerate called Animoca Brands. They're into about 570 different blockchain games. Here I am with the chairman, Yatsu. He's an incredible guy, amazing visionary. I call him the future Elon Musk. And we've done about 7 or 8 deals with them. And this is going to be the future. And it's already done 20x. I expect it to potentially be up 50x by the end of the year because they're really doing incredible things. Folks, this was up 22x. This is our company called Story Protocol. And this was the first time we invested with a massive VC fund called Andreessen Horowitz. They probably run $50 billion of capital. The guy, Mark Andreessen, is regularly on Joe Rogan. And when you invest with really smart money, a lot of times you get big results. Martini saw, I just posted an article in the Telegram group. Martini, they've just set up a treasury company for Story Protocol. So there's a company that's listing publicly, I think on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. And right now, Martini, I think it's buying $300 million worth of Story tokens just to hold in the treasury company. So what does that mean? That means if anybody wants exposure to this investment, they can go to the New York Stock Exchange and do it through their brokerage account or their pension fund or anything. So if they don't have access to the blockchain, they can do it there. What we've seen that they're doing that with Ethereum right now is that when they do that to coins, they go up. And so we expect Story just to continue going crazy. And look, I can't say publicly, Martini, but I know for a fact that a few of our other portfolio investments are working on treasury companies right now that is just going to buy more tokens from the market. And they're going to hold them away. And more people are going to buy that treasury vehicle. When that price goes higher, what they do is take that money and they buy more tokens. And then they issue debt and equity and they buy more tokens. And so it's this really crazy loop. And it's one of the reasons we're seeing Ethereum go up. It's probably the reason we saw Bitcoin go up because Michael Saylor did that. And now they're going to do it with Story Protocol and a couple other of our deals. It's exciting times, folks. This is Cats, one of the first meme coins we did. It was up 14x at the launch. One of our members, Christina, and her mom put $30,000 in this deal. They woke up the next morning to a $420,000 profit. On her phone, she thought her phone was broken. She was like, what? That can't be right. $420,000. It was right. Okay, that's real money. Again, maybe not enough to retire on, Paul Webb, but it's enough to really, maybe it's not a bad Wednesday, right, Paul? Not a bad Wednesday. And folks, this is the $1 billion fund we invested in. It's actually called 1RT. It's run by this guy named Dan Tapiero on the bottom left. He's the greatest trader I've ever met, and I've met them all over the world. He has made his investors massive amounts of money. He's 4x'd our fund. And here he is down at the New York Stock Exchange for the IPO of Circle. He owned a huge chunk of Circle in all of his funds, including ours. And we can't wait to take this and invest in the next fund he's in as well. We are just having win after win after win. Folks, I want to show you the latest deals we're investing in right now because these are super exciting. If you actually join our investment club, you can still get in on these deals because there's a little bit left in them. What you're going to see here is exactly how we get these deals pitched to us. And that's what's super exciting is that we actually have a call on a Monday and a Thursday, and CEOs come in and they actually pitch their deals to us in a real-time format. It's a bit like Shark Tank. And this company, Crypto Nights, has actually had season 1 on Amazon of a similar type deal. Companies come on, they pitch their deals, and when we buy into this company, we get tokens in all the deals that go on the show. This is Crypto Nights.
It looks like a very good project.
Production value is really high.
We've never seen anything like it.
There's a lot of opportunity here.
Crypto Nights is not just a TV show, it is a complete ecosystem. Some people call it the Shark Tank for crypto. Projects from across the globe come and pitch to a very elite set of investors. We're an Emmy Award nominated production team. I've been in the entertainment business for about 20 years. We started generating revenue even before we started filming season 1. We generated $4.9 million worth of token revenue. In season 2, we are anticipating $6 million. Plus, our goal is really to make this a global brand, and we want to lead this space with Crypto Nights.
VC funding for crypto projects is not as robust as it was last year. Is that a challenge for you right now?
From our point of view, that's not a big challenge. Projects need us more now than ever before because we give them access to that capital. Folks like Blue Whale, I think they raised like over $1 million in that one session. So that's where we make that massive difference.
So if I own some Knight tokens, I'm owning a small piece of every company that's coming on your program in the future.
That's true. Every single company. By simply buying the Kryptonite token, you could end up owning 100 different tokens.
2 thumbs up if you like this play. Arno's up, Jose 2 up, Christopher is in, Tracy's in, Federica's in, Oliver's in, Trevor's in, Camille's in, KN's in. Dr. Encore, your thoughts?
They've got the media distribution to actually help these projects do well and get the word out.
It has an excellent format. Seems to be very experienced in the media. He understands the crypto market, the crypto environment.
So this is an unusual project. It really is diversifying our portfolio. They already have a proven track record of being profitable in season 1.
I love the idea that it's not only investing in the production company, but also potential to invest in the other projects. I'm really excited about this one.
Booyah, we like that, right? You can actually go watch season 1 on Prime Video right now. It's got like 30 million views. They're going to do season 2 next. Like I said, we not only get tokens in the company, which is a big media company, but we get tokens in all the companies that pitch, and the companies that pitch actually get millions of dollars in investments. So we're actually getting tokens in companies that are getting funded, getting press. They're going to go even higher. It really is a no-brainer. And the next show I want to show you is one that's actually in the sports field. It's called OneFootball. This is football as in soccer, just for you Yanks out there. And this is a company that's been around for 10 years. They've got 30 million registered users. They're massive, massive in the space. And now what they're doing is they're taking it to the next level. And they're going to actually go on chain for an incredible, incredible low price. We think this is a no-brainer. Check it out. This could easily be a multi-billion-dollar token.
It's just absolutely crazy.
It's better than anything I've seen.
It's a great opportunity.
I definitely would like to invest in this one.
OneFootball is the giant in the football space. We connect the industry with fans. We talk about 30 million users that are logged into OneFootball. 200 million users we reach with our content experience, our video network. That makes us the biggest data provider and data owner in the football space. Every blue chip football club like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, PSG are shareholders in OneFootball, which gives us unique access to these clubs, but also unique insights of what the clubs are looking for. We are streaming roughly 8,000 to 9,000 football matches a season. We are, I would say, one of the biggest football streamer on the planet. We are not looking for short-term gains or anything. For us, it's really long-term.
Why take this beautiful business and screw it all up with a token?
And the answer is simple. It's the user data. Fan identity is for us the next level, and the token is a tool for us. We are in a brilliant position to leverage that fan data and Web3 product in the future with the Fan Identity project.
2 thumbs up if you love this project. 2 from Marco, 2 from Nicole, 2 for Hausler, 2 for Todd. So it looks like 100% thumbs up.
It is a great opportunity for people to move from Web 2 to Web 3.
By just looking at their app, and it's mind-boggling. It's amazing.
They've been in business for a while and they have a good thing going. I felt like they were upfront about things. I felt like they were people that you could trust.
They're definitely thinking about the community and doing this methodically. I love everything that they're doing. They're doing a great job. I really love this project.
For me, it's 50 million. That's the number that just sells this, that valuation. It's just got a ton of upside. Could it go to 500 million? Could it go to $1 billion? Easily. Could it go to 2 billion? That's 20x, 40x. That's like real money. Unlike a lot of deals in the blockchain where they create a product and go to try to find customers, they have 30 million customers. And they're bringing them on the blockchain for a super low valuation. We think this thing's going to really skyrocket. Look, you can also see the format, and this is why we love what we do, because all of our members come to these calls. They get pitched to by the best CEOs in the world, and they all get to make their own choices. And we don't invest in a deal unless we have a consensus of people all giving their thumbs up. Everybody learns, everybody wins. I don't invest people's money. I actually allow you to make great decisions and invest your money in the hottest deals on the planet. And we attract those deals because of our media platform. I'll explain that more soon, but all those deals are still being funded, although they're probably going to close in the next couple of days. And that's kind of what we're doing. Folks, we've been asked recently, how does London Real pick so many winners? How do you keep getting these 10Xs and 20Xs and 22Xs over and over and over again? It surely isn't luck anymore at this point. And we thought about it and we realized that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. We've been in this market for a very long time, coming up on 5 years. We didn't go anywhere on the difficult times. Everyone said Bitcoin was going to zero in 22. I can see Martini shaking her head. She's right. And we stayed here every single week listening to pitches. Nobody wanted to invest. Nobody wanted to do anything. Everybody wanted to go and cry, but we didn't. We stayed here and we built up an amazing network, an incredible reputation, an incredible group of people behind the scenes that's investing with us, an incredible deal pipeline. And that's why we're winning, folks. If we had come into this early this year when the bull market was happening, you know, those are just fair weather friends. The market sees through those people. And we've been here and we're not going anywhere. We're going to be in this market for the next 10 to 20 years, making a boatload of money for our members and changing the world. Folks, a lot of you have felt like Drake on the top and you've invested in crypto on your own. How many people here have lost money in crypto? Raise your hands if you have. Come on, be honest. Thank you. Keep your hands down if you're lying to me. Always a couple liars, but that's okay. Look, we all have. Thank you, Paul. Puts them up high. Look, we all have. We come into this market. We don't know anything. You go on X and you look at some guy with a fake name and a fake picture who tells you to buy some fake coin. It goes down and you think this market sucks and you go back to your normal day life. It's a shame because crypto is more than just about buying tokens and hoping they go up. This is a shift in human paradigm. It's the internet of ownership. And there's another way. And that way is simple. Come along with myself and London Real Ventures and the 150 members of our club and come and create a brand new life for yourself. Create a life where you don't think about money anymore. You don't even look at the bill, right? That's what I'm looking. So I want something for you where you don't even think about these tiny superfluous things like money. And you can go out there and do important things with your life, change the world, and live an incredible life. That's what we want to do here. And it can be done with crypto in one bull cycle if you pull the trigger and go into your fears, and if you do it with the right people. And that's exactly what we do here. And it's called our investment club. It's the greatest product we've ever created in our 14-year history at London Real. It's made the most money for the most people. It's changed the most lives. It's helped the most companies around the world. And it's your solution to anyone here who's ever struggled with money. Now, look, I struggled with money until I was 30 years old. I was really bad with it. American Express had a hitman looking for me. I was constantly in debt. It was terrible. Constantly state of stress. I still remember it, right? And I don't wish it on anybody. But once you get away from that, you just get into this quiet, rarefied air, and the world just looks different. It looks like it's yours. It's your oyster to take. And that's what we want to do for members of our London Real family. You were invited here because you've watched our content for years. You've been to our website many times. We only want our people in here with our vibe. But for those people, we want to change your life forever by showing you how to make millions and tens of millions of dollars, and then use that money to go do something amazing with it. That's what we do here. And that makes us different than every other crypto website out there who just says, yeah, money, money, money. Money is not the answer, folks. Money is a tool that allows you to live a great life. And we're going to show you exactly how to do that. But it's called the Investment Club, and it really is the solution to a lot of problems that you have. By the way, there's only one way to join, and that is to contact Martini, like I said before. And here's 4 different ways of doing that. And again, I'll share this information again at the end of the call, but I just wanted to let you know now that we do have a solution for you, and you can reach out to Martini at any time. And if you're really serious about changing your life, this is a way you can actually get in touch with her and have that conversation. You know, she's spoken with thousands of people about making this decision, and a lot of them have really come through and changed their life forever. Folks, we also have a 4-week crypto course that I teach personally that you can actually join right now. We've actually discounted the price by 60%. It's only $9.99. And it's 4 weeks, 4 modules. It's invitation only. I've been teaching this for 4 years and graduated thousands of students. It's the best course out there right now in crypto and DeFi. It's 8 hours of live calls with me personally. You get access to our online e-learning platform. You get my triple-tiered accountability system, so you have to do the work. I've got dedicated coaches, team leaders, and community managers. I've also got a private group for posting assignments. It's amazing. Module 1, I take you through the history of crypto. You'll read the Bitcoin white paper, learn about the Ethereum ICO. You'll learn about stable coins and more. Week 2, we roll up our sleeves and get busy, folks. Right now, members right here in our class, like Mark and Kate, they're in week 2, and it's Paul's there in week 2. Paul, you got that hot wallet set up, Paul? All good? Got the cold wallet set up? Yeah, you got the first DeFi trade done? DeFi trade done? Okay, that's coming soon. Folks, we don't play games. We do our hot wallets, cold wallets, set up centralized exchanges, and we do our first DeFi trade, which Paul will have done before Friday in the second week of the module. Did you know that only 3% of crypto holders have ever done a DeFi trade? Did you know that, Paul? Of all the people in the world, when I walk into a consensus conference in Toronto, when I walk into Token 2049 in Singapore, 3% of the people there know anything about DeFi, and yet all of my students will graduate with that knowledge. Module 3, we go deeper into DeFi. I show you how to earn yield on your crypto, how to buy options on crypto. And Module 4 is where we show you how to manage your portfolio and make a boatload of money. I share with you all the secrets I learned on Wall Street over 15 years. This is an incredible course. And again, you can join right now. And you're actually pre-approved to join it because you're on this live call. LondonReal.tv/buy. You can jump in. I think Martini, 2 or 3 people just bought today. We're closing this out soon, and it's going to start very, very shortly. Don't sleep on this. Do not sleep on this. And of course, here's my bonus to you. It's our 8-step trading checklist. We give this to all of the members of the club in the 4th week. And just make sure you follow each one of these before you ever make a trade. And I promise you're going to save a lot of money. Folks, this is the big news. Trump just dropped a $12.2 trillion crypto price bombshell, and we've seen it. It's taking Ethereum to what will probably be an all-time high by the end of the week. Bitcoin probably an all-time high at the end of the week, and XRP and all the other ones sharply, sharply higher. And of course, we know that he's opened up U.S. retirement plans, which some people estimate is a $12 to $15 trillion market that now is going to be able to start investing in crypto. And that really floored everybody. Imagine you being able to put that money. I've been asking my pension fund for access to crypto for years, but in the UK, they wouldn't know what the heck that was. At least in America, they're finally getting wise to it, and we're going to see massive, massive crypto movement on the back of it. Of course, Bitcoin's already smashed to 120,000. Ethereum blew past 4,500 for the first time. This headline's already old, right? And it was yesterday, Martini. It's already old news because Ethereum's at 4,750 as we speak, right? This is moving so fast, it's not even funny. And of course, Trump Media just bought $2 billion of Bitcoin to hold on their public company balance sheet. And we're hearing that Bitcoin could hit 150K anytime now, which it easily could. It could be there by next month very easily. And now Ethereum, people are saying will go to 10,000. That's a 2x from where it is today. Honestly, I've seen my man Tom Lee start. He said $100,000 Ethereum with a straight face on CNBC. Straight face. That's a 20x in Ethereum. If Ethereum did that, it would be worth what would be worth that? Yeah, 20x. It would be worth $10 billion. $10 trillion, which means it would be worth more than Bitcoin at that point. Crazy predictions coming up. And of course, Standard Chartered Bank has called for a $500,000 Bitcoin. And again, the rest of the year is going to get nutty. So things like this could actually happen. And now we've heard there's a new wave or a $15 trillion earthquake that's headed straight for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and more. Are you prepared? That's my question. Terry, Travis, Mark, do you have enough skin in the game to make millions of dollars on this cycle? Or do you just have a couple tiny investments and you're just hoping for the best? That's not good enough. You've got to have money on the table if you want to make money in this bull run, but you can, and there's still time. Folks, a lot of you know I ran to be mayor of London, and I did it on a pro-crypto, pro-freedom of speech platform. I wanted all the voting to be on the blockchain. I wanted the budget of London to be on the blockchain. Can you imagine if those things were on the blockchain? Yeah, the results would have been different. And of course, I was calling for the creation of the London coin, wanted to put 100 pounds of crypto into the wallet of every man, woman, and child. I tried to change London. They weren't ready for me. So I'm going to make all of you wealthy instead. Does that sound good, Paul Webb? Let's do it, right? All right, folks, this is my studio in Dubai where I spend 6 months of the year because it's the center for crypto. This is the place where I can source the deals that are going to make you millions of dollars. Here I am with Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni, runs the Dubai Blockchain Center. He's an amazing dude, a personal friend. This is me with Uni Wong. She is the meme coin queen. One tweet from her can really change the entire game. This is me with Carl Moon. He was working as a grocery store clerk in Stockholm, Sweden a few years ago. Now he's a Bitcoin billionaire. So save the excuses, Travis and Terry and Mark and Mary. Everyone's like, oh, I don't have enough time. I'm too big. Really? This guy was a grocery store clerk, right? And he made it happen. This is Chris Crypto. He was driving a taxi in Germany a few years ago, and now he's a Bitcoin billionaire. I've hung out with him. I've seen his house in the Palm, right? He just had a will. And when there's a will, there's a way. And so when I hear everybody's excuses that they're too busy and I don't have the money and I just realized you don't want it bad enough. You're very happy with the way things are working out. You're happy with your life. You're happy with your bank account, and you're happy with the next 10, 20 years of your life the fact you're probably not going to be able to save any money, invest any money, and you're probably going to live the rest of your life in a constant state of struggle over money. Is anyone here happy to live the rest of their life that way? Well, then you have to do something about it. And the only way to take action is because you have to be unhappy about your current life. I always say, I think it takes a little anger to actually do something different. You have to be angry. You have to look in the mirror and say, enough of this. I'm better than this. I deserve better than this. I'm not going to end this life with these mediocre results. And that's the only difference between you and guys like this. All they did was say, you know what? This is not good enough for me. I deserve better, and I'm going to do the painful things and the scary things until it changes. And that's the difference between them and you. They're poorer than you when they start. They had less education than you when they started, less opportunities, less connections, and they made it happen. Anybody can make it in crypto. I've never seen a market like it. Folks, right now we're investing over $5 million into 15 different blockchain and AI deals this quarter. I say that because we are some of the most plugged in investors in the world. I know what's hot. I know what's not. I know the hottest blockchains. I know who's dropping tokens because we're talking to CEOs every single week, multiple times a week, and we can tell you what's happening. And of course, it's all because of this, London Real Ventures. This is the world's first media-powered investment firm. Think about it. Never been done before. No one's ever taken a media company like London Real, 14 years of history, 1 billion views, 5 million followers on social, and combined it with a venture capital firm with $25 million in capital. You put these things together and magic happens. And that magic looks like this. This is our portfolio of investments. It's the best of the best. It's the creme de la creme of Web3. What you have here is decentralized finance protocols, games on the blockchain. You've got AI on the blockchain. You've got everything here. And each one of these companies has the potential to become a $2 billion or a $5 billion company, making all of my members filthy rich. And we've just passed a major milestone. We've now invested over $21 million into over 100 different blockchain and AI deals. We are bigger now than most funds in this business. And we started off just as a show on YouTube, and we're just getting warmed up. One of the reasons we win is because we invest with big money. Names you probably heard of on this page, like Coinbase Ventures, Andreessen Horowitz, ARK Invest, Warner Brothers Music. And that's how we win, and we bring those wins to you. And of course, we recently were voted Best Venture Capital KOL of the Year. KOL stands for Key Opinion Leader. And this was an award I accepted in Singapore, and I accepted on the behalf of all the members of our investment club. And it's nice to be recognized as being one of the best. Of course, I also received the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Global Family Office Summit in Dubai. It was great to receive this award. And you know what? Inside the crypto community, we represent on a regular basis. So when Crypto Fight Night came up and they needed someone to jump in, I laced up my gloves and had to teach this young man some manners, Martini. You know, these kids these days, you know, they think they can say what they want. And so I had to sort him out. And apparently now he wants some more. So the rematch will be in Singapore, October 1st. Get your tickets now. All right, folks, we think the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. You know, how many people try to live their life that way? Just go make things happen. Come on, who's with me here? If your hands aren't up, get off my call. I don't need your negative vibrations to hold me down. We have a group of people behind the scenes that aren't afraid to change the world. And that's what we did back in 2020 when we got head up with censorship from the trillion-dollar tech companies, three-letter organizations. Does anybody remember those videos we were putting out during lockdown, right? And we said, to hell with them. We're going to keep broadcasting, try to stop us. And we kept going and we won. And we're going to win here. We're going to create boatloads of money for our members and literally change the future forever. And you can come along for this ride. It all comes down to our mission statement, which is on our wall here in London. And that is to create a mass scale transformation of humanity into a fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. This is what makes us different, folks. We want to give you your power back, give you your consciousness back. We want to work together. This is the opposite of your mainstream media and your big tech and big pharma. To hell with them, right? We're going to do it a different way. But of course, you know, for me, it's not just business, it's also personal because I got these two fellas to look out for. And the truth is that they're relying on me to take risks every day so I can provide for them and protect them for the future. That's just the truth, folks. My question to you is, do you have people in your life that you're looking to provide for? Anybody here have someone like that? Trust me, the longer you live, the more you have. Parents are getting older. And the truth is, Julie, is that no one's going to give you this, right? Your government's not going to take care of you when you get older. Your corporation isn't. You're going to have to take chances today and create reward. Otherwise, you have no chance. And one of the ways, the best way to do that is to invest in digital assets, but you have to go in through the fear and you've got to pull the trigger because this is not going to be given to you. Folks, this is Michael Saylor. He's been a guest on my show twice. He owns $70 billion of Bitcoin, 70 billion. All right. Michael is buying another 40 billion as we speak. And he thinks that each Bitcoin is going to $13 million each. He also believes that AIs and ETFs are going to power a decade-long gold rush for Bitcoin. You know, a lot of my students in my classes say, Brian, where do I learn about crypto? What website do I go to? What news do I watch? I say, to hell with the news. Listen to the OGs like Michael Saylor. Listen to him for 100 hours, right? Listen to Yatsu for 100 hours. That's who you know, how you know what to do. And this is what Michael said to me on his show on London Real.
We went from investing 250 million in Bitcoin to 425 million in Bitcoin to eventually $1 billion in Bitcoin to $2 billion in Bitcoin to just slightly less than 4 billion.
You said there are decades when nothing happens and there are weeks when Bitcoin happens.
So every decade there's some profound paradigm shift. It's such an out of the blue idea that no one can conceive of why you would even want it. What you've got is a lot of people questioning all their premises, and rising through that chaos is a new idea. What if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it? I don't trust anybody. I'm going to create a shared immutable ledger, incorruptible, immortal, transcendental ledger. If I can transfer $1 million of value from me to you without an intermediary, that means I have transcended the political realm.
You said, Brian, I like Bitcoin because it has low aspirations.
The idea of Bitcoin was, how do I create a protocol that's fair and equitable that I give as a gift to the world that no one can control? If you're going to do it and you understand thermodynamics, and if you have any sense of genetics or biology or physics, you realize you need to be very humble in your aspirations. How do we give the gift of property rights, freedom, and sovereignty and empowerment to everybody on the planet? The best idea 30 years ago was YouTube or Google Maps, Twitter or Facebook or email. I think the best idea for the next 30 years is digital energy. Everybody can own their stuff and nobody can take it away from them.
We like Michael. We feeling him, right? He really is an amazing guy to listen to about this stuff. He can really teach you a lot. He has studied this so extensively that he probably understands it in a way very few people do. Takeaways from Michael is that number one, crypto is encrypted energy. It really is like walking around with a pocket full of energy in your crypto wallet. No government can debase it. No corporation can steal it because crypto transcends money. It's the strongest and soundest money you've ever experienced in your life. And I think it will change your life when you actually start to own it. Folks, if it wasn't obvious, 2025 is the year of crypto. You've already missed half of it. You're about to miss the whole thing because you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for an excuse to pull the trigger. This is not going to be given to you. You have to go take it. And the next 3 months are going to be absolutely insane. You're going to watch so many people making money, and you're going to sit there and kick yourself because you're here at the right time. You're listening to me, but I bet you don't have enough invested. And owning Bitcoin, that's the stupidest thing you can do right now. What's Bitcoin going to go up? 25% before the end of the year? If you want to make 25% on your money, congratulations. But we're here to make 40x, 50x on our money. There's a big difference between those two, right? If you got $100,000 in Bitcoin and you make 25%, you're going to make $25,000. If you have $100,000 in an investment that makes 50x, you're going to make $5 million. Does everyone see the difference between those two? Very different results. And this is the time where those coins are going to go parabolic right now at the end of this year. It's not going to happen a year from now. It's not going to happen last year. It happens now. So you really need to take some action and not miss this. You know, I missed, the big tech revolution. I didn't make a lot of money in that 25 years ago. This is the one that happened 25 years later. Now, maybe 25 years from now, there's going to be another big one, but I don't know about you, but I'm not waiting. I want to be involved in this one. So where and how do we invest? Well, first you have to find the hottest trend, and I'm going to show you our investment thesis shortly. But there's something you need to find that you're never going to find on your own, never in a million years, and that is deal flow. I'm talking about the best of the best of the best. You're not going to find those, Travis, by walking to a crypto conference. You're not going to find those, Fabian, by going on X, right, and looking around for deals. You're not going to find it, Julie, by going on some Telegram group or Mary Kay on some WhatsApp group and trusting the people in there. That's a great way to lose all of your money. I've seen people that lost millions of dollars, everything they own, because they got in on some stupid deals with a group of stupid people they never met. You got to have the high level deal flow. And that's exactly what we specialize in. And that's what I've been traveling the world for the past 4 years, building the relationships that will bring you the deals that can make the millions of dollars. Now, here I am, one of my first trips to Dubai. You can see me on the left hanging out with the big influencers like Chris and Carl. You can see me in the middle meeting with members of government. And of course, I'm also seeing big venture capital where the money is, and of course, the influencers. From there, I took a flight back to Paris, where I sat down to dinner with some of the hottest VCs on the planet and some of the biggest upcoming crypto companies out there. Of course, I'm doing media, shooting documentary films, more VCs, more influencers. And then I was back to London. I had an interview scheduled with Yatsu. And then I went to the Token 2049 conference, more influencers, more VCs. And then it was off to Austin, Texas. Here's the Consensus Conference. I hang out with some celebrities like William Shatner and Alex Jones, more influencers, more VCs. And then, of course, we had a big dinner with my investment club. Can everyone see the picture on the bottom right here of this slide? Can everyone see all those people having a good time, right? That's me and the investment club. Now, why are they smiling so much, Fabian? Why are they having so much fun, Julie? Any ideas? Well, because we're making so much cash, right? What more could you want? And so we love being together. We love changing the world. We love making a lot of money, and we're making lifelong friends. This is what we do. We get a little crazy. I'll show you another picture shortly. From here, I was off to Singapore. This is a major place. You know, Asia is still a huge, huge part of crypto. And here I'm changing the color of my suit every other day, it seems. I don't know what's wrong with me, Julie. I got the red one, the orange one, the white one, the pinstripe. Clearly, my mom didn't give me enough attention. Is that the truth? I don't know. But I'm still looking for it. And this is what we do, folks. This actually brings us deals because we're in an attention economy. And we find that the orange suit actually gets us some of the cooler deals out there. Of course, from here, I was off to Toronto where the Consensus Conference was. You can see me hanging out with more influencers and people there. And then on the bottom right, we had another dinner. And now you got 30 members of my investment club. And now they're getting even crazier there. Right, Travis? Even you had Jacques there trying to outsuit me. I think he did in that one. I don't think I'd wear a suit like that. A little crazy, right, Martini? But the truth is we always have a good time together, and it's great hanging out with these people. And of course, I always make it back to Dubai, which is my second home, and hanging out with important people, on stage doing interviews, premiering our films, you name it, hanging out with CZ. That's what we do. Folks, this is the way that we can find the deals that are going to change your life forever. Look, if you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best. What does that mean? Well, this is the number of deals we're going to look at every single week. We're going to boil this down into 2 or 3 CEOs that are allowed to come on those calls and pitch to you. So when you come on our call on a Monday or Thursday, and by the way, send Martini a direct message. She'll let you come and just go check it out. You can come on the call and watch what happens. It's a lot of fun. You'll see how we get the best of the best. That's one of the ways. The next is you got to understand the financial tools, and none of you do. None of you understand what a pre-sale token is. None of you have probably ever done one of these deals. And so you're scared of it. And so you're probably going to watch this one go by like you've watched every great opportunity in your life go by. And you're not pulling the trigger out of fear or procrastination or ignorance or fear of success. There's all sorts of things. And I don't want you to miss it. But what you really want to do is understand our investment thesis. We believe that early stage Web3, metaverse, and artificial intelligence investments represents the hottest opportunity on the planet. Why? Well, number one, you buy at these super low valuations. Number two, you see the biggest gains possible. Number three, you invest in what I'm calling the biggest dislocation of wealth in human history. Yes, it's high risk, but the reward is even higher. And what is that? It's pre-sale tokens. That's what it is, folks. No one's teaching this. No one's offering deal flow like this. And it really is the game changer. Now, how many people here had heard of Solana before? Just hands up again. Mary Kay, Julie, you know it. Okay, good. Well, here's what they did. They did their own pre-sale token. Now, can you see the red circle here? That's the date it dropped on April 5th. And can everyone see the blue circle here? That's the price, 4 pennies each. This is all public information. It's on the blockchain, but it's very hard to find because Coinbase doesn't want you to know because they're charging you $200 for a Solana token right now, today. And they don't really want you to know you could have bought it for 4 pennies. But if you had, what would have happened? Well, you know what happened. $1,000. Think about it. $1,000, right? Would have made you $5 million. One deal. One deal. Now, I don't know what you would spend that money on. For me, $5 million in Dubai will get you a Bugatti, one. It will get you maybe a high-rise apartment, one. Okay. And it'll get you a few things. But for me, money equals freedom. Money gives me the choices I want in my life. Now, how many people here want more freedom in their life? Anybody here? Travis does. Yeah, I think we all do, right? So for me, the ultimate flex, it's not the Bugatti. It's not flying private. It's that I get to do what I want to do every single day, period. And that's the gift I want to give you. Now, look, Julie, if you want to go get the Bugatti and Brown, none of my business, right? Maybe you just do, and that's okay. No problem. Hopefully all the members of my club are going to be flying in with their private jets with the Bugatti in the bottom of the jet. By the way, Carl the Moon, when he takes a jet, he flies his Bugatti with him. That's his true story. Okay. That's what you can do when you're balling crypto style. But my point is that I think you want to give people the freedom. That's what we're about. Now, real quick question. Did anybody buy these tokens at 4 pennies each here? Just be honest. Did anybody get in on this deal? Why? Let's zoom out. Why didn't we? Well, I'll tell you why. Because you didn't know someone like me. You didn't have a Brian Rose in your life that could have texted you on the morning of April 5th and said, hey, Julie, how would you like to get in on this deal? Right? It's called Solana. Here's the link. It's up to you. You can put $1,000 in. It's your choice. Who here would have liked to get that text message on that day? Anybody here? You could delete it. You could block me if you want, but you might as well have the opportunity, right? And that's what I do. I'm here to give you the opportunity to invest in these deals. And it's not hypothetical, right? I have an investment club group here on Telegram. You can see this group, and in it, every day I pin at the top our latest deal. You click on that link, in 30 seconds, you can invest, and that's it. My job is to get you the hottest deals on the planet every day, and it's your choice. So Fabian, I don't invest your money. I think that's an insult. I give you the most opportunities. We educate every single week, right? And then you get to go ahead and choose the deals you love and pick the ones that you think are going to make you the most amount of money. Folks, it always reminds me of one of my favorite movies called Wall Street, where Gordon Gekko says the most valuable commodity I know of is information. Now, I love that line because he's not talking about stocks and bonds and real estate. He knows the right piece of information at the right time is how you can make that $1 billion. Now, how many people agree with Gordon? The most valuable commodity is actually information, right? We know that. And my job is to get you that text message at the perfect time where you can pull the trigger and get in early on these deals. So how do you create that generational wealth? You have to pull the trigger. And none of you are doing that right now because this kind of scares you, right? You've never done a pre-sale token deal. You're probably super busy. You're not sure. And you're going to watch all of this pass you by. And I've seen so many people let these deals pass them by. And a long time ago, one of my mentors played me this video, and he played it for a room of the people that were listening to him. And it made a big effect on me and a lot of people there, because it realized that most of us are like this lion here. We're sitting there with these juicy 20x meals, literally walking in front of our faces, right? And we're like, why don't we grab one of these? We're clearly hungry. We got a family at home we have to feed. And like, no, not that one. No, not that one. No, I'm busy. No, I can't afford it. I just started a job. No, I'm too old. No. And then someone else comes in and says, I'll just take that 22x on Story Protocol. Thank you very much. Right? Now, what's the difference between those two lions, right? They're both hungry. They both got families. What's the difference, right? Who wants to be the second lion, right? Who wants to just grab it? They're both the same. All it has to be at one point where you're just like, I'm just going to grab that thing. It is. Success is there for the taking. It's definitely not going to be given to you. So think about that. The next time you're sitting there hemming and hawing on a decision, you know? And another thing one of my mentors used to say is that no decision you make in the cosmos of time is going to matter. Most of our lives, we hem and haw about all these important decisions we have to make. 1,000 years from now, I guarantee, Mary Kay, none of that's going to matter at all. So why are you sweating it so much? Why not make a decision? Why not pull the trigger and find out some information? And that's what we've done. And that's how we've created this portfolio, the best of the best. And like I said, each one of these companies with the potential to become a $2 billion, $5 billion protocol means that all of my members are flying private on our next meeting next year. I'm talking filthy rich. And that's what they deserve because they decided to go in early into the face of peer. Some of them didn't have the money. Some of them had just got divorced. Some of them were stressed out. And they said, you know what? I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm not going to be a victim to my own mind over and over again. And that's why they deserve these rewards. And it's all because of London Real Ventures. Folks, this is the entity that allows me to give you access to the hottest deals in the world. And why is that? It's because of what I call my quadruple threat. Number one is production. The CEOs of these companies want to come to my studio, sit down with me for a six camera, 2-hour conversation. We're going to create the best piece of media they've ever seen. I then distribute that to 5 million people in the world, all potential customers. Number three, I connect them to the big names, the Tapieros and the Atsus of the world. And number four, we write them a $200,000 check. I'm telling you, Paul Webb, I'm telling you, Travis, there's not a single CEO that can say no to this. And that's why we raise the bar and we only accept the best of the best of the best. That's why we're getting these crazy returns. And I can offer those to you, Paul, for as little as $5,000 investment. That's the incredible unlock here. Look, there's one last thing here I want to bring up, and it might offend you, but I'm going to bring it up anyways. And that's, how do you learn how to invest? Because you've got to surround yourself with the best. Now, how many people believe in this statement, you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with? Anybody here believe that? Travis knows what I mean. Fabian does as well. I think, thank you, Mary Kay. Most of us know this is true, right? We're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. And, you know, as one of my mentors used to say, Brian, who you hanging out with? He used to say losers. That's why you're getting loser results, right? He was always super, super crazy like that. And the point is that really you are the average of the 5 people you're hanging out with. So why are you hanging out with toxic family members? Why are you hanging out with friends that look like they're still in high school, right? Why are you hanging out with friends that don't share your dreams? And I thought about my life, and I realized the only way I got to the next level was to change my peer group. Now, here's 4 versions of Brian on the left. He's 16 years old, making $6 an hour in San Diego. And I would have stayed there, Paul, if I didn't make a change. Okay. But I knew I had to get the hell out of Dodge, quite frankly. And so I flew all the way across America to Boston, and I went to school at MIT. There, I got my butt kicked by the smartest people in the world. It was very hard, but they all raised my game. Now, if I had stayed in San Diego, nobody would have raised my game. Think about this. Think about your own life right now. You're in the wrong group of people. You're a big fish in a little pond, and you're going nowhere. You want to be the tiny little fish in the big pond, right? Full of the big whales, learning from them. Now, there I am, graduating from MIT. Now I'm with the smartest kids in the world. That's a pretty good improvement, but I'm still broke. I knew I needed to go to Wall Street to make that money. So here I am on the right, 33rd floor, Bankers Trust Plaza, a nasty environment. 300 alpha males and females, each making between 9 and 12 million bucks a year. And you better stay away from their money, or they will hunt you down and like a dog. Now, they taught me how to make a bunch of money. And a few years later, I was acting just like them, like an idiot on the bottom, as you can see, but I was learning how to make that money. My point is that the only way to get here was to surround yourself with people that are much better than you. Now, the people you're hanging out with right now aren't helping you get to the next level. How many people have a toxic family member in their life or a friend that's going nowhere? Come on, be honest. Fabian knows, Paul knows, Julie. I appreciate, I won't tell them. I won't tell them, Travis, okay? But you know, the problem with family is that they love you, but they love you just the way you are, right? Julie's smiling. Now, Julie, what if you hang out with some of your friends and family this weekend and you say, you know what, guys, I'm going to make 10 million bucks in crypto with Brian Rose of London Real by the end of the year. What are they going to say, Julie? What are they going to say to you, Paul? Right? They're going to say, they're going to laugh at you. They'll be like, oh no, here goes Julie talking about the crypto. She's probably been drinking again like last Christmas. Oh my God, here we go. Right? Here's Paul again. Oh yeah, Mr. Big Man. I wish he would just relax. Hey, Paul, let's relax. Let's have some drinks. Let's go to the ball game. Let's watch Netflix all weekend. Life's too short. That's the problem. These people get uncomfortable with your big dreams. And the truth is they love you, but they love you just the way you are. And they want you to be successful as long as you're not more than them. If you came back at the end of the year with 10 million bucks, they would get real uncomfortable. And that's the problem. They're subconsciously not enabling you. You need to be around people that want to get you to the next level. And Julie, that's why I created my investment club. So you can hang out with people like Marianne Bartels. Now, Marianne's one of my founding members. She's a 35-year Wall Street veteran, chief investment officer for Merrill Lynch, Bank of America. All right. This is your new peer group. You can hang out with people like Marianne. She's made her clients tens of billions of dollars. Now, Julie, what do you think Marianne's going to say on a Zoom call when you tell her you want to make 10 million bucks in crypto? What's she going to say, Julie? She's going to say, Julie, baby, $10 million. Let's make 100 million. Let's make $1 billion over 10 years. Let's go. Right? Who wants someone like Marianne in their life? Like that, pushing you, right? I'm telling you, these people are priceless. And I'm not doing that as a throwaway word. That's priceless. You cannot put a dollar value on that, because just to have someone at her stature who believes in you so much that she's willing to push you, Julie, to the next level, you're never going to meet someone like that in your life. It's very rare and hard to find a mentor like that, because Marianne doesn't want to hang out with you. She wants to hang out with the person that's worth $10 billion, right? And I know these people in Dubai. The billionaires want to hang out with the decabillionaires, right, Julie? Paul, the decabillionaires want to hang out with the centibillionaires. And Travis, you know who the centibillionaires want to hang out with? They want to hang out with Elon, right? They all know that if they hang around bigger people, they'll get better. And so it's very hard to get someone like Marianne into your life. If you went to her building in Wall Street and tried to buy her a coffee, she would say no, she's too busy. Why? But in my group, you can get access to her. This is Tigran. He's one of America's top 100 criminal defense attorneys. Just did 2 deals with us today, right, Martini? Just invested in Crypto Nights. And I think he just put a check in for another one of our deals as well. This guy's one of the most sought after litigators in the world. Okay, this is your new peer group. You know, recently he was out in Beverly Hills, took Martini out to dinner with the whole club, bought him all flowers. I mean, this guy's next level. When you're hanging out with him, Travis, like, he's not talking about the ball game at the dinner. He's not talking about some Netflix show he spent 6 hours on. He's talking about the next $1 billion idea. This is who you want to be hanging out with. This is Andrew Haynes. He's our technical expert. He can walk you through any blockchain protocol, Web3 gaming, digital land, you name it. And here he is, graduating from one of the top executive training schools in Switzerland. This is your new peer group, people that are changing their lives forever. This is Dr. Encore. 4 years ago, he took my Crypto and DeFi Academy. Then he was the founding member of the investment club. Then we hired him full-time a year ago just to source deals for us, right? Now he's one of the best in the business. These are 4 people that could change your life if you could hang out with them a couple hours a week. Travis, I got 146 more of these people. Higher level. I can't even use some of their names. They're so big. Imagine being around that energy for a year. I guarantee your net worth probably doubles, whether you even do a deal or not. I hang out with some people like this in Dubai that are just levels above me, and it's just wild hanging out with them. I'm telling you, the weird thing I'd say, Fabian and Paul, it's not what they say, it's what they don't say. It's not what they do, it's what they don't do. If you think about, your mediocre friends and the habits and the things they talk about, and you think about that, right? The nonsense they talk and the silly things they do. Imagine hanging out with people that don't do any of those things, right? That do the opposite of those things. That's how you get to the next level. And of course, this is our family. Here's some selfies I took behind the scenes at a lot of our events. And what you see here is people that just love being together. We love hanging out. We love making money. We love changing the world. Folks, I believe your net worth is your network. How many people agree with that statement? Anybody here? I'm telling you, get in the right room. Pay to be in the room. Except the worst thing is none of you are going to pay to be in the right room. And that's the problem these days, Martini. People will pay for a jacket or a bag or a car, but they won't pay to be in the room. That's the single thing that can change your wealth the most, is surrounding yourself with winners. Look, I believe you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. We teach people how to fish. We are here to really lead you the way and make you a completely different person. And that's why we created the investment club. 4 years ago, we did our first pre-sale token deal. It was called Cross the Ages, one of the hottest gaming companies in blockchain. And quite frankly, it freaked me out. It scared me senseless, Julie. And here I was, Mr. Big Time Banker, 15 years, Mr. MIT Sloan grad. And I did my first pre-sale token. I had this random dude on a Zoom call. He wanted me to send $100,000 in stable coins to a wallet I'd never seen. And I was like, these guys are a bunch of cowboys. Like, I was like, I need 2 weeks to run it through my legal. He's like, you got 20 minutes or you're going to miss the deal, Brian. And he was right. Now, we did the deal. We made a bunch of money, but I thought to myself, wow, if any of my members of our family tried to do this, they're all going to get taken to the cleaners. They're going to lose all their money. But if we could show them how to do this, they could make more money than they ever dreamed of. Now, imagine if we took 1,000 London Reelers through this, 10,000, 100,000, and literally generated billions and billions of dollars of wealth. That could change the world more than London Reel ever changed it. And so I called him Martini, and we agreed this was the way forward. And we've never looked back. 4 years later, it's our greatest product, greatest community, greatest impact we've ever had. And we're just getting warmed up. And here are the details, right? It's application only. We open up 10 spaces a quarter and they're always gone. We are oversubscribed. Martini's busy 24/7, fielding people from all over the world that want to join us. We have a ton of interest from the Middle East right now and the West Coast of the United States. They're all aping into this right now. It's 6 modules, 3 months of coursework. It's a 12-month program, but guess what? It's turned into a lifetime program. No one's ever left. So you can be doing this with us for 10, 20 years. We have weekly live Zoom calls with top CEOs. We now have 2 or 3 every single week. We have a private Telegram group. You get access to all the deal flow. And if you don't know crypto, never bought a Bitcoin, no problem. We'll give you a full year of our Kings of DeFi program for free. I've had people join our club with no crypto experience do their first deal in 3 weeks. And the next live call, Thursday, 7 p.m. We teach this remote to people in over 30 countries. And here's the syllabus. Module 1 is what is a crypto presale token. I sent you that already, the PDF form. Go check that out. Module 2 is what is a SAFT? How many people in there know what a SAFT agreement is? Not a single person with their hands up. This is embarrassing, you know, and you should look into the mirror later and ask why you are where you are. It's because you're not giving yourself the financial education you need. Okay. The rich get rich with SAFT agreements and the poor stay poor by not knowing what they are. A SAFT is a simple agreement for future tokens. If you understand this, you can make money. If you don't, you're going to be continuing walking around blind without a cane. What do they say is the definition of insanity, Julie? Repeating the same financial behavior and expecting a different result, right? And yet that's what most of us do, just waiting and hoping, right? Your government's printing money, it'll make your savings worth 0. Your corporation's not going to help you. Your government's not going to help you. Trust me, no one is going to help you. You have to help yourself. Module 3, how to identify early winners. I'm going to show you how to conduct pre-sale due diligence on any company out there. Module 4, how to generate new deal flow. I'll show you what conference to go to, what ticket to buy, what to wear, what event to attend, and how you can use QR codes on your phone to scan the deals and get them back to the club in minutes. Module 5, how do we nurture these deals into multi-billion-dollar protocols? And module 6, what do you do with all the cash? You're going to have so much money, you're not even going to know what to do with it. I would say you spend some, get it out of your system.